Hello everyone. So we'll be studying Revelations 19 today. So let's begin. Revelations 19 from verse 1. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. Now they were ascribing greatness to God because he owns it, that he is the God who brought salvation, that he's very glorious, that he has the greatest honor, that he's the most powerful. Revelations 19:2. True and righteous are his judgments. They are true because he cannot be bribed. He doesn't admit false witnesses. If somebody comes and lies, he can literally see through the person. He doesn't give erroneous judgments. He doesn't judge in error. Isaiah 5:23 says, Woe to them that justify the wicked for reward. So I want you to imagine a judge that is deciding over a case that involves a very influential person that can pay him a huge amount of money. Yeah. So woe to them that justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. So take away the righteousness of the righteous. So when there's a wicked person, for example, who is influential, and there's an innocent person who is poor and righteous, a corrupt judge, a judge that gives judgment in error, can take away the righteousness of the righteous by declaring the righteous to be the person who is in the wrong. Okay. Isaiah 5:20 says, Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. So they swap the culpability when they are giving judgment. Jesus is not like that. He does what is right. Now, Psalm 97:2 tells us, righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. That word habitation can also be translated in Hebrew to mean foundation. So that means whatever God decides, whatever ruling he gives, it is always centered on righteousness and judgment. It's always right and it is just. Genesis 18:25 says, Genesis 18:25 talks about when Abraham was interceding on behalf of Lot, when God wanted to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham said, God, you are not like that. You don't kill innocent people when you are killing wicked people. So he said this, far be it from thee to slay the righteous with the wicked. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? So he is the judge of all the earth. Matthew 13:28, Jesus tells us the story of a farmer who planted wheat in his backyard. And the next morning, the servants came and said, master, did you not plant good seed here? Why are we seeing weeds among the good crops that you planted? Then Jesus said, the enemy has done this. So they wanted to uproot the weeds. Jesus said, no, don't do that, because by doing that, you might mistakenly uproot good seeds, good crops. So he said, wait until the harvest and I'll do the separation myself. So in essence, the servants are the angels and the farmer, the owner of the farm is Jesus. And the seeds planted, the good seeds are the children of God and the bad seeds are, you know, um, children of the devil. So Matthew 13:28, will thou then that we go and gather them up? You know, 13:29 says, no, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Matthew 13:30, let both grow together until the harvest, then we can separate them. Okay. Revelations 19:2 says, he has avenged the blood of his servant at our hand. At whose hand? The great war. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he had judged the great war which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and has avenged the blood of his servants at our hands. So God has avenged the great war. Who was responsible? Who was blameworthy of the blood of the servants of God? Now, he has avenged the blood of his servants at our hand. What is the connection between this woman and God? What is the connection between this woman and the saints of God? Now, Revelation 17:1 tells us that she was a war, not just any war, she was a great one. Now, the problem with this is that her greatness meant that she had a big platform. She was famous. She became a role model and an example to many. This also means that she was intimidating to those who did not toe in line in her cause. Revelation 17:2. In addition to this fame and platform, presidents, kings were in bed with her. Almost the whole world were highly intoxicated with love for her sexiness, her sex escapades, and her sexual appeal. Now, Revelation 17:1. This woman was seated upon many waters. Waters, what does waters mean? What does the waters signify? Revelation 17:15 tells us that the many waters are the people, the nations, the tribes, different races all over the world. She was in control of them. She was over them. She was their Lord. They were her chair. She had them in bondage. They could not do as they wished. She had purchased their souls. Who is this woman? 17:5 tells us that she was the personification of evil on the earth. She was the mother of harlots. This means that she was in charge of the sex trafficking industry all over the world. She was in charge of prostitution and the pimping ring all over the world. She was in charge of pedophilia all over the world. She was in charge of gay sex, lesbian sex all over the world. She was in charge of incest all over the world. She was in charge of pornography all over the world. She was in charge of premarital sex all over the world. Revelation 17:3 tells us that she was seated on a beast full of names of insult and curses against God. So she hated God in essence and anything that supported God. She hated God because God hates what she stands for. God hates sexual sins and abominations. Habakkuk tells us, thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Remember, on the cross, God left Jesus because Jesus became sin. So God could not even look at him. You remember when he said, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And since she's the personification of that and the brand ambassador, the face of that, the queen in charge of that syndicate, God hates her. Now, those who claim to love God will automatically disassociate with her and hate everything she stands for. 2 Corinthians 6:14-18 tells us, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness? What communion had light with darkness? And what concord had Christ with Belial? Or what part had he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement had the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God, as God had said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch ye not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. So now, because saints can never agree with her and always speak and stand against her, she fights against them, and she knows how to fight them well. We'll come back to how she fights them. Revelation 17:3 tells us that kings and presidents were in bed with her. They had sex with her. Billion-word businessmen became wealthy through her delicacies. That word delicacies, what does it mean? It can be translated as luxury. Now, billion-word businessmen became wealthy through her luxurious lifestyle. Through her luxurious lifestyle. Now, let's bear in mind that she was the personification of sexual perversion and she loved luxury. Now, rich businessmen monetized their support for her by encouraging people to partake in sexual intercourse in order to live a life of luxury. So it became an anthem, a catch for advertisement, a theme in their advertisement, a slogan in their advertisement. So it became an anthem that if you want to live a life of luxury, then be a sexual pervert. She is sexually depraved and has the most expensive things. So if you want the most expensive bag, sleep with someone. If you want promotion at work, sleep with your boss. If you want to drive the latest car, become a porn star. If you want food, sustenance, provision, you are broke, you don't have food in your house. Go on the internet and go live exposing your body. You get funds.